We've just come from the old train station, and now we're just going to go and look at woods at like where old tracks were laid, and like old signal towers and that, and over at top of Tankersley Tunnel. At this moment in time, we're currently stood right on the top of Tankersley train tunnel. It starts just there at that bit of wall. That's the entrance nearest to chapletown, and it runs like that way towards Barnsley and Ireland and stuff like that. Tunnel. This very end here was constructed in 1896, sorry, as it says on the front. The trains just run through the tunnel, as you've probably heard. You can still see tracks that's running towards it. The tunnel itself is just under a mile long, and I've walked the length of it. But it's like 7/3 of it's like a seventh of it's like something sevenths of a mile or something like that. It's just under. I was to walk through the tunnel. But it did last time I walked through it. And that'll get me up. Now.
Shall I say something? Yeah. Now that bridge was taken down and that went to Barnsley. And I think the information I have is that now it was taken down again. And I think it's at Elsica, I'm not sure. But it went from here to Barnsley. And when Dr. Beecham did away with station masters, I became assistant station manager at Barnsley in '68. I used to walk over that at Barnsley, although I didn't see it here. So I think he is a station master. I'm not sure, but I think he's a station master.
You're going to move the picture. Tip the top of the picture edge.
Sorry.
And then take the picture away.
Take it away?
Yeah.
Is it?
As you can see, it's changed quite a lot over the past 110 years.
Want to bring it back?
Is that it?
Bring it closer to the camera. Closer, closer. Down a bit. Just move. Now back. Back. Because you can
Well, the picture of the staff would be around about the turn of the last century, not, 1900, 1900. And as I said, I think he's the station master who would be in charge of a lot. There would be a lot of activity here. There'd be parcels, booking office, staff. There would be yard staff, shunters, and porters, of course, signalmen. So they're all different categories of staff that would be there then. The young lady, well, I don't know, she's probably the station master's daughter, I don't know. But there'd be, as you can see, there's quite a lot of staff there. I haven't counted them, so I don't know. But when I came in 1964, I had one signalman and one shunter. And that was it. Although there used to be a number taker that came round here to take the numbers of the wagons. So there's quite a difference in the amount of staff over those years. And now there's nothing.
Just a few trees.
a few trees and a few flats over there.
How many people work at Chapletown main station? Because we're going to pop down there later. Is that an unmanned station? Or?
Well, I had about 30, I think.
There's not
Well, with all the stations, because I had Ecclesfield as well, you see. Something like that, I can't remember.
Do you get together for social events, from all the different stations? Was were the rivalries between the stations, or did they have a football team? Or?
No, not as such. There used to be station competitions regarding best kept gardens and best kept stations, and the higher management used to come around to judge, and it was compulsory for the best kept stations. Everybody was in that, but for the flowers, or you know, the actual decoration of the station with flowering gardens and beds and one thing and another, you entered that competition. So I don't think we entered that one, but there was none. That was all gone when I came. But there used to be that. Well, I suppose that would be the rivalry. Quite often we used to have quiz teams that would compete against each other on the rules and regulations, which was quite interesting. But no, it was a happy time. Yeah. Simply. But before I came here in 1964, when I rented it. Now this was a bit of a goods yard here, and there was a gate across there. Right down the side of the down to the fence. So that fence is bit off. But there you could load 3 wagons in there. And during the war, they had the low loaders there. And the tanks from, up at the Thorncliffe there, at the top there, where they used to make the Newton tank, they loaded them on here, at the end of this dock. And there's still 2 steel plates that still drop down there, that are used to make the ramp from the go with the buffers to go into the low loaders in there. But I've had it filled in. So that's what we called the dock. And of course those trees weren't there. They've all grown. So do I introduce? Yeah. Well, should we do the introduction thing on the platform?
Yeah.
You get a lot of people interested in the...
Well, yeah, I've got some coming on Saturday actually. But I can't take the inside here at all.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, there's some ramblers coming, I think I told you. There's a signalman. There's a guard. There's a guard on the railway at the moment. I can't. I'm terrible for names, that's why I asked you, again. But apparently he's going to let me know. I haven't heard from him yet. But he's coming on Saturday. And I had Stephen Day round with a load some time ago.
There's the rail enthusiast.
Yeah.
So this is the old... See, Sam knows more than me about this.
You see, I got a picture of this, so I just didn't know whether you... It's up to you. But if you could take a shot of that, me holding it for you, then I move out of the way and you can see what it's like now. But 120, 110 years later.
Yeah, that's good. Should we do this? Just say who you are, Sam, first. And then introduce Mr Blatch.
Hi, I'm Sam Sotsby of the My Sheffield website. We're here at the old train station with Mr Blatch. We're going to ask a few questions about what it was like when it was all up and running before it was all overgrown with trees and stuff like that.
Carry on then.
Okay?
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, Sam, I came here in 1964, station master, to the 2 stations here and the 2 at Ecclesfield. And my office was down on Chapletown South, as we called it, the old Midland, that's still open. But here, the trains, the passenger trains, finished in 1953, and we closed the goods one in 1966, the goods facility here, in 1966. So from that, we've had no trains, and you can see what's happened. But there was a time, during my time here in the early 64, 65, when Sheffield was flooded and passenger trains came through here as a diversion, which is quite something. It's only a one-off. But up the time I've been here, we just had the one freight train up to the yard there where they built all those flats there now to serve Newton Chambers and Speedwells. And then it was closed in 1966. They took the bridge down across the road in about 1970 time, and took the rails up in 1970, and it's just been left. But I've been able to buy the station with the buildings and this one platform down to the end there, and this is how it's come. Nature has taken over. But as you know, there's still trains down on the Midland.
There is still platform, like, as you step off the edge of that platform on this side, and then go through the split on a bit of trees, there is still platform on the side of the trees as well. You can't see it on that bit, but as you're further up you can see it.
That's where the track was. And then Newton Chambers, they used to bring their engine up, and the sidings went along to the sidings over the bridge. And to get to the goods yard, you had to come up that road next to my drive and double back over the bridge into the yard, which is there. As you can see, they built those flats and houses. But the platforms were not opposite each other. Now I'll get you the picture. I'll get you the picture of how it was about 1900, and you can compare if you wish how it was then. There's quite a staff there then. But this was the old Great Central line that went bypassed Sheffield through Meadow Hall and went through Rotherham Central, down Nottingham Central, Leicester Central, into Melbourne. Ran parallel with the old Midland line to St Pancras that's still running. But Dr Beeching, when he came in the early 60s, he said that any sort of tracks that were duplicate or ran parallel with each other, one of them got to go. So he shut this one and left the Midland. But it all came under internationalisation in beginning of 48. These came under the Eastern region, whereby before one was London ER and one was LMS. It's a long time ago, before I came here. But that's part of the history of it. Okay?
Yeah. They were all welded shut and it's been ripped open so you can climb into it. Oh, mechanics have all been took out and stuff, but still there.
Churchill takes, they call them. I mean, it was before I came here, but where they went to, I don't know. But I used to load them in. Did you want to go further up here?
There's one of them that's fell off from trees going inside it, like it's pushed it straight down.
That was a signal. Well, you get what they call a distance signal. This is the old semaphore signal. And then there you got your power box, little Sheffield, which is a yellow signal with a black band on it and a swan tail. And that told the driver what the next signal was going to be, whether it's going to be at danger or at clear. And that one you're talking of was what we call a home signal, it's a stop signal. But we used to have one, there's a signal behind a platform there because Newton Chambers used to bring their engines up and their drivers had to be passed out to run over our track to go into the yard down there. And there's a signal there that the signalman controlled to let them in and out. Let's go on. We used to put all the waste there. And it was like a prairie, trees. And the children used to love that. But in 1965 they built the M1 and they riddled that piece there to get spoil, which they put into the M1, and the scrap we sent away to North Wales to the steel industry. Yeah. But Newton James did that. Well, I mean, I say it was Newton James, not us, but we transported it. But part of that went in the M1. And then this line went through Rockingham, Dovecliff, over to Elsica Junction, through Wombwell. And the M1 severed this line, just this side of Rockingham. And therefore that was the end of it. They wouldn't either build an underway or a bridge over it to keep the line going. And then we shut this in '66.
What was at Elsica then? Is that an ironworks as well? I've been up to the Heritage Centre there, but what did they make there? Did they use the trains?
There's a mine there, pit there.
Alright, so they used the trains to transport coal?
Yeah, that was a dead end. It's not a part. There was Elsica Junction that came out of Elsica Junction. This time out of Elsica.
Were they pulled by steam engines, or did they go? They weren't gravity. They didn't go by gravity.
No, they were loco haul, as far as I know.
Did you meet the engine drivers? You knew them personally, or did you say hello to them as they went past them? Did they have much?
Well, in the old days, yeah. I mean, I used to. Before I came here, I was at a place called Tuxford, which was on the East Coast Main Line, and there was quite a lot went on there. And I used to have to get on the footplate quite a lot. In fact, one of my good experiences, if you like to call it that, was to ride on the footplate of an A4, which is a Mallard class, which was very, well, exuberating really. Although it was during an emergency, but it was nice. And get on all other sorts of steam trains, of course, in my job. You get called out for derailments or anything like that, and we had to put it right. And we put in what you call single line working. That was one of them when I got on the Mallard. Well, I forget the name of the engine there, but it's an A4. And the train spotters used to come and they called them streaks. The A4 was a streak for some reason, but it was a Mallard class, you know, the fastest steam train.
That's the other platform, the side of one that we stood on. We're currently on the platforms at the station. I don't know which one of these doors led front waiting room, but obviously one of them. People have come through here to get on the train. You can see all historical woodwork and stuff like that. Old fancy stuff on wood. Great work.